Just when it seemed the case couldn't get any darker, prosecutors revealed a new layer of horror that left even seasoned investigators stunned. For arrests, allegations almost too brutal to believe, and a newborn who has still not been found. What happened next would redefine this investigation and expose a level of violence that prosecutors now describe as evil personified. For more true crime stories like this, hit the subscribe button. The quiet timberland of northern Michigan, once the backdrop of hope and fear during a frantic search, has become the center of one of the most horrifying criminal cases in years. What began as a disappearance has erupted into a murder and torture investigation with multiple arrests, graphic allegations, and a community demanding justice. On December 2, 2025, prosecutors in Wexford County filed a sweeping set of charges against Courtney Bartholomew and her husband Bradley Bartholomew, accusing them of brutally murdering Rebecca and, allegedly, her unborn baby. According to court records, the charges include first-degree premeditated murder, felony murder, torture, conspiracy to commit torture, assault of a pregnant individual causing miscarriage or stillbirth, and conspiracy to commit that assault, unlawful imprisonment and removal of a dead body. The couple appeared in court via video from jail, and both were denied bond. The judge ruled their risk to public safety and the severity of the alleged crime justified holding them without bail. Prosecutors did not mince words in court. According to the charging documents and prosecutor remarks, the Bartholomews allegedly lured Rebecca to their home under false pretenses, forced her into a vehicle, and drove her into northern Michigan woods. There, they allegedly stabbed her, forced her to lie on the ground, and then forcibly removed her baby from her womb while she was still alive. This resulted to the death of both mother and child. One prosecutor described it in court as evil personified. Because the Bartholomews are facing first-degree murder and torture, among other felonies, they face potentially life imprisonment if convicted. The inclusion of charges such as assault on a pregnant individual causing miscarriage/stillbirth and unlawful imprisonment expands the scope of the case beyond a single victim, underscoring that the unborn child is being treated as a victim under the law too. Prosecutors have also alleged conspiracy, meaning they believe there was planning and coordination in advance. That adds another layer, proving intent, premeditation, and agreement between defendants. At the arraignment, both defendants were remanded without bond, signaling that the court considers them a substantial risk given both the claims and, in Bradley's case, his prior criminal history. Court filings have yet to produce a trial date. The next expected step is a probable cause hearing, the stage where evidence is formally reviewed to determine if it is sufficient to proceed to trial. For more true crime stories like this, hit the subscribe button. Rebecca was 22 and 38 weeks pregnant when she vanished. She disappeared November 3, 2025. Her remains were found November 25th in Manistee National Forest. The baby was not with her remains. Courtney and Bradley Bartholomew formally charged December 2nd with murder, torture, multiple felonies plus a misdemeanor, removal of dead body. Bond denied for both allegations. Lured to home, transported to woods, tortured, stabbed, baby removed from womb while alive. Prosecutors have said the baby is dead, but they have not publicly disclosed the location of the remains or whether they have been recovered. As of December 2nd, law enforcement has not confirmed a body or remains for the infant. As of now, no motive has been officially given. Prosecutors describe the crime as premeditated and planned, but why a mother would do this to her daughter, and allegedly her unborn grandchild, remains unclear. Prior arrests had included Rebecca's fiancé and sister, but they were not charged with murder. The prosecutor has not publicly linked them to the homicide in court filings. Their charges remain limited to drugs, tampering with evidence, and filing a false report. The prosecution claimed the Bartholomews researched their plan ahead of time. What physical or digital evidence supports that texts, purchase records, forensic traces, has not been fully disclosed publicly yet. These will set the stage for trial and may reveal more about the evidence prosecutors have. Pathologists may disclose findings, time and cause of death, signs of childbirth or violent trauma, and any DNA or tissue evidence. Local media says police have executed new search warrants at properties associated with the Bartholomews. This may lead to discovery of the newborn's remains or other crime scene evidence. Depending on plea deals or cooperation, prosecutors may attempt to flip insiders to build their case. As the details emerge in court, public outrage and media scrutiny could influence how the case is covered and how pleas are handled. For more true crime stories like this, hit the subscribe button. In court Tuesday, dozens of people showed up, some with signs reading "Justice for Rebecca and Baby Park." Cars in the parking lot bore similar messages. For many, this is more than a crime story. It's a heartbreaking tragedy. Rebecca's adoptive mother, Stephanie Park, addressed the courtroom. She reminded everyone that Rebecca was not defined by the horror that ended her life, but by the person she was, the loving daughter, the soon-to-be mother, and the young woman with a future stolen far too soon. For the local community, every unanswered question is a wound. Where is the baby's remains? Who else might know something? Could justice bring back some peace? For family members, the wait will continue, a nightmare that might stretch on for years. This case underscores that sometimes the horrors come from within the family. The people we expect to protect can become perpetrators. It shows how modern investigative tools, cell phone tracking, search warrants, forensic pathology, can turn whisperings and suspicion into formal charges. It demonstrates that even when a body is found, the story may be far from over. The missing baby, the new arrests, and the evidence yet to emerge show that the final chapter is far from written. Courtney and Bradley Bartholomew are behind bars, charged with the most horrific crimes imaginable. The courtroom heard prosecutors' allegations of torture, premeditated murder, and the removal of an unborn child. The community is watching. The family is mourning. Yet the most grievous question remains: where is the baby? And will justice bring closure or only more pain? Over the coming weeks and months, court hearings may reveal much more. Evidence may surface, testimony may break, and in the end, the truth, however hard, will decide whether the label "evil personified" becomes a verdict of justice or just another chilling claim lost in tragic memory. And as always, you've been watching True Crime Story Vault, where every story is told with facts, empathy, and respect for those who can no longer speak for themselves. For more true crime stories like this, hit the subscribe button and comment your thoughts below. Until next time, remember, the truth is never buried.